Have you ever wondered why you remember some things but forget others? This puzzling question is what brings us to the vast and intricate world of memory. Memory is more than just a storage unit for our past. It is an integral part of our lives, shaping our experiences, defining our identity, and influencing our future actions. Imagine trying to navigate your day without any memory. It's like being lost in a city without a map or compass. Memory is our internal GPS, guiding us through the maze of life. But what makes memory so fascinating is its complexity. It's not just a simple filing system. Memory is a dynamic process, constantly changing and evolving. It's a subject of ongoing research, and there's still so much we don't understand about it. What we do know is that it's an incredibly powerful tool, a vast library holding all our experiences and knowledge. But the question that still remains is, how does it work? To understand memory, we need to delve into the human brain, the most complex organ in our body. Memory is not just one process, it's a symphony of events involving various parts of the brain, all working together in perfect harmony. Let's start at the beginning. Perception. Everything we learn or remember starts as raw sensory data, like the smell of fresh coffee or the sound of a favorite song. This data is processed by our senses and sent to the brain. Here, it's our brain's job to figure out what to do with this influx of information. This is where neurons, the building blocks of our brain, come into play. Neurons communicate with each other through synapses, tiny gaps where information is exchanged. They fire electrical signals called action potentials to send this information across. These signals trigger the release of chemicals known as neurotransmitters, which leap across synapses to convey messages to other neurons. Now, if this information is important or used frequently, our brain decides to store it. This storage process is what we call memory. But not all memories are created equal. Some are fleeting, like what you had for breakfast this morning. These are stored as short-term memories in a region of the brain called the hippocampus. But what about the name of your first pet or your mother's face? These are long-term memories, which are stored across various regions of the brain. The transition from short-term to long-term memory involves a process called consolidation. It's like moving files from your desktop to a hard drive. This process is facilitated by the strengthening of synapses, a phenomenon known as long-term potentiation. So memories are not just abstract thoughts, they are physical changes in the brain's structure, changes in the strength and number of connections between neurons. It's like building a path through a forest. The more you use it, the clearer and more defined it becomes. So, the next time you remember something, remember, it's your neurons working hard. Now let's dive deeper into the types of memory, short-term and long-term. Memory is a fascinating thing, isn't it? It's like a vast library in our minds, storing everything from the mundane to the extraordinary. And within this library, there are two main sections, short-term and long-term memory. Let's start with short-term memory. Think of it as a temporary storage system. It's like a mental notepad where you jot down a phone number or the name of a movie you want to watch. But this notepad has a limited capacity. It can only hold about 7 items at a time, and for about 20 to 30 seconds. That's why sometimes you forget that phone number before you get a chance to dial it. Then there's long-term memory. This is where your mind stores information for longer periods. It's like the hard drive of your brain. It's where you keep everything from your childhood memories to your knowledge of how to ride a bike. But how does information get from short-term to long-term memory? That's where memory consolidation comes in. During this process, your brain moves information from the temporary notepad to the permanent hard drive. It's like taking a book from the returns cart and finding it a home on the library shelf. So whether you're cramming for an exam or remembering your first love, it's all about the dance between short-term and long-term memory. So, we've taken a quick tour of the fascinating world of memory. We've delved into the importance of memory, a critical tool for learning, decision-making, and identity formation. We've explored the intricate physiology of memory, how our brain encodes, stores, and retrieves information. We've also distinguished between short-term and long-term memory, each with its unique characteristics and functions. Next time you recall a memory, remember the intricate processes your brain goes through. And with that, we leave you with a better understanding of the magic of memory.